time thinking about it. You know, you're just looking at it through the point of view of, I can kill this guy right now.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I kill this guy right now, right? And,
of course.
because of the way that the mode works, ended up working against him. Now we have the Shy here versus EVI. It is going to be Tahm Kench versus Fiora. People have done the Tahm Kench pick in the past, kind of as this cheese pick. Usually we saw it with Snowball and Phase Rush and these types of things to try to actually run people down.
Run him in your turret.
Tahm Kench really blows into Fiora later on, so it does feel like EVI basically has to win early, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. This one kind of feels like the Rumble versus Orin to me, where I feel like the Shy has just won. Because it is blind pick, right? And if you're the Shy and you just wait, like, he could win early, but if he just waits till level 11, I don't see how you lose an all-in unless it's really misplayed. But we'll see if EVI can really make something happen, because there is a potential to actually parry on the Devour, which stuns Tahm Kench. You know, you're doing a tremendous amount of true damage with your ultimate. Tahm Kench stacks a tremendous amount of HP, which kind of nullifies a lot of that. Maybe there's some kind of clever build that EVI can come up with that I'm not thinking about that could give him an edge here, but generally speaking, this is a really tough one for Tahm Kench.
I wonder, like, with Thick Skin and a Thornmail, can you actually just tank all of this? I don't know if that's...
So much of the damage is true damage.
Sure. I'm not saying it's easy, but just Thick Skin, like, doubles your health bar practically, so just, like, maybe enough exists. Again, I'm not sure it does, but I'm trying to think of what the other side of it is.
I just remember when Tahm Kench was kind of meta for top lane, having played this matchup a number of times, and it's like, you know, they're level 11, they proc a Vital with true damage, and then they pop their ultimate and proc 4 more Vitals. And you look at the death recap, and it's like, 3,500 true damage, and you're like, well,
okay, I died.
My 3 armor items did a lot there.
Yep, sure thing. And that's going to be a relevant factor. Obviously, you can see the double cloth armor was the opening build here for EVI. For anyone who hasn't played Tahm Kench in a while, which to be fair is a lot of us, several changes have been made to the kit. Only auto attacks stack the passive, and if you get a stun with your Q, it consumes all the passive stacks. You cannot stun and devour. You can stun or devour.
Yeah.
And you got to auto 3 times to get either one.
It's going to be really hard. And, you know, there were some players playing things like Hellblade Tahm Kench for a little bit, trying to do some kind of more cheesy ways to kind of stack passive really quick. And, ooh, the Shy. And you do have to be careful about that. But, you know, the parry is a little bit of a get-out-free card because you have to wait for that to be used really before you can use your Devour. If you Devour into the parry, you lose the cooldown and get stunned, and you'll just kind of auto be doomed. But I respect going for a bit of a kind of cheesy pick or an atypical pick here for EVI, because you are going up against the Shy. And this guy is absolutely insane at League of Legends. He's known for his 1v1. And, you know, we're seeing something try to come out that's a little bit outside the box, which could work, but the Shy is actually just going to let this recall happen, very likely. The wave is pushing to him, so it's going to deny minions from EVI, and the Shy is actually going to arrive back to a stacked wave where he will get even more ahead in farm. So this is kind of wave management 101 from a top laner, and we are seeing it actually used on the 1v1 map here.
At least it's a smart play right here by EVI. Actually ults to get in range a bit sooner. This
but look at how much there is to farm.
Saves him a bit of XP. Yeah, he man, I mean, the entire wave technically is there, right? He got 2 melees. He's in range for the 3rd to at least get experience. The cannon's going to go to him as well. So he didn't miss any of this specific wave, but he's missed a lot of the
cannon.
Other.
Oh, Devour was too late.
Oh, really? It was late. Oh, I thought he actually grabbed it.
Yeah, I think the animation started, but I think it died while he was kind of doing the jump.
That's a big deal then. Yeah, that's hundreds of gold missing. This one he plays around well if he can get the Devour, but he's not in range. The slow is enough. But you saw, right, the 3-stack, the red passive. Now he can try again. There's the ult. Here comes round number 1.
This is smart. You just sit against the wall. Don't allow the Shy to actually proc that last passive, and the Shy is going to have to kind of wait to ult when you're more out in the open, because you can just put your back to a wall and deny that ultimate heal from being procced, and you have to hit all 4 vitals to actually get that down or kill the person, which, you know, isn't going to really happen in this before you need it. But the Shy is going to be able to pick up a lot of this farm. He does actually have Executioners here to help deal with some of the potential thick skin healing that could come out. But we'll see where he goes. He could go towards, like, you know, just Ravenous or something along those lines, or even a BT if he wanted.
Sure, yeah. All would be pretty good options here. There's a lot of ways you could go with it.
I also think you could just go Hex Shrink. Like, so much of Tahm Kench's damage is actually magic with the Devour and the Q and whatnot. Like, I feel like you can't really lose a really long fight, but Maybe I'm incorrect in that, and the item completions are pretty efficient, so you could just go full lifesteal item and be happy with that.
In my mind, the ideal fight Fiora is sort of medium duration, right? It's long enough that you get 5 and maybe 6 vitals off, but
well, that's kind of what I mean, right? As long as you don't die before that, you really shouldn't ever live.
Yeah, I don't think Tahm Kench kills you on any kind of a basic build too heavily. I just, to me, it's like I don't want to sacrifice so much AD that I'm not getting the absurd % health 3 damage, because that has the AD ratio on it. So you want to make sure those vitals are good.
And thus far, we are not seeing it actually turn into a Bramble Vest or anything like that. And maybe Evie wants to make sure that the Shy is going to kind of commit to like, oh, he's going Bloodthirster, now I'll get a Bramble Vest or something like that. But Fiora, regardless, has a ton of healing in the kit. You do have double Dorans, you have Vamp, you have all of the healing coming out from the Vital procs here too.
Yep.
And it is going to be Conqueror, which is even more healing. Becomes very difficult for tanks to kind of deal with the amount of sustain that Fiora just has throughout the kit.
Yep. That cannon, by the way, being worth 300 gold means that Evie is down about 1,500. If you're getting, 150-ish from the cannon itself, and then 10% of missing is another 150. It's like, yep, that's how much you're down right now. You can see 3,700 gold onto him. He's
so after the catch-up gold, down around 1K still.
Yeah, but that's kind of how the math works out for you. He shows part of the wave there as well, and we wait to continue as it's. I don't think I'm just gonna die really before sudden death here.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm the Shy, why would I fight before sudden death? I think if you're playing to win, the matchup just gets better and better for you as you get higher level. Right?
Yeah.
This is actually just a matchup that Fiora wants to go later and later and later. So if I'm the Shy, I think I'm just happy to just chill, farm, get a good buy, and look to win 1-1v1.
70 CS recall, and this is the final purchase. One thing I want to bring up is that when you play against Fiora, you want to hide against a wall. Hide against the flame wall. I think it can prevent 4 vitals every time. And keep in mind, like, a vital will spawn on the bottom or left, and then it'll spawn on the top or right. And it'll alternate, which means half those vitals will be essentially untouchable during sudden death if you're holding your back to the ring. If you can outplay Riposte, Devour, Spit Out.
That's true.
There are some elements that will help Evie here. I agree with you that I think it's a Shy favorite. I think there are outplay components.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's going to have to be pretty clever about it. Neither player ends up, with too crazy of a build. We do have an actually completed item over on the side of Evie. Merc Treads were the preferred buy here from the Shy. He doesn't want to get CC'd up. He knows probably if he's going to lose, it is going to be from some sort of CC lock, stunt, and whatnot coming through.
Evie wants to get the gray health heal back in. There we go, 76 health per tick, but he's at 2/3, and the Shy's back to full, so that first trade was good. Ring is accurate this time around. That's good. And as he pushes forward, there's not a lot of places to go. He's hugging the left side of the wall. It does block one of the vitals. He's not getting that. Ult is on. Vital 1 is popped. Get ready for the gray health. He puts it in. But look at the health difference.
Turn around.
Barrier flashing. He's got nowhere to go.
The Shy's just going to wait.
Oh, there's no way through this.
He's just BMing him.
Good job, the Shy. Yeah, that damage difference.